Hey guys, so the other day there was this woman on the Manhattan train, and she sat beside this black guy that was clearly deranged or something, mentally unstable, and he started to, spread his legs and kind of like lean into her, etc. And clearly this woman is a feminist type because she's like, hey, could you stop man spreading and stuff? And this clearly pissed him off. If you believe her accounts, right, of the story, because we only have video footage of what happened afterwards, after he hit her, but he looked at her and he was like, bitch, you ain't nothing. I've raped white bitches like you. Fucking cunt, you ain't nothing, you fucking bitch. Right? So this clearly probably like scared her a little bit, so she tried to ignore him, if you believe her accounts. I haven't heard any witnesses come out and say differently so far. Maybe she, instigated it further and called him names, and I don't know. But she apparently tried to ignore him, and then this pissed him off further. He's like, "Bitch, don't ignore me." So she turned around and he socked her in the face. And this is apparently the story, right? And you don't see any bruises or anything on this guy so far, like visibly in the video. Maybe there was. Maybe she slapped him or something, but it looks like it was fairly unprovoked. And even though this woman is like a feminist and, some people are like, oh, this is equality, it's like, no, she doesn't deserve to be hit because she said, stop man spreading, like that's ridiculous, right? She doesn't deserve that. And what's interesting too is she tried to make a bunch of police reports, but they were giving him they were fucking with her, right? She went to one. They're like, oh no, you can't report it here. Right? Go to this other precinct, and then she called that precinct, and they're like, no, you can report it at any one you want. It doesn't matter. So it's like then they came out and apologized and said, oh, we'll rectify the situation. But it's just really interesting how they're like, no, right on it. It's like there's tons of video evidence of all this shit. There's eyewitnesses, etc. And the guy later apologized, right? He said, I'm sorry. So he clearly admitted to doing it. And so I'm surprised this guy hasn't been apprehended yet. And imagine if this was reverse, right? It was a white guy doing that to a black woman. This would be ridiculously, it would be all over the news. It would be like, Trump's America, this is what's happening. Like, whenever you see somebody freaking out on a train, like, I remember there was one a little while ago, this old white guy saying some racist shit. It gets, it goes viral. Everybody sees it. It's on all the different news things and stuff. And, they covered this. But it's like they cover it, and then they kind of just put it aside. But if it was reversed, they'd be like, oh, hate crime, this is hate crimes. Look at all these increase in hate crimes, Trump's America. But it's like, look how many crimes like this happen, right? Where there's a white woman or whatever, and then she gets attacked by a black dude, and that's never classified. This is not going to be classified as a hate crime. He even said, I rape white bitches like you, if there was a white guy who said, I rape black bitches like you ain't nothing, you fucking cunt, that would be construed as a hate crime, right? So there's a massive double standard when it comes to how people view these crimes and what gets classified as a hate crime, right? So it's kind of bullshit. And this is kind of an example of it. And it's like they were barely even going to fucking arrest this guy. She had to ask 3 or 4 different precincts and call a bunch of different people. It's like they didn't want to fucking go after him or something. It's like, what the fuck, right? So this is pretty ridiculous, and I think that if all these other things are classified as hate crimes, then this should be classified as one too. And other interactions like this, when people clearly say you fucking white bastard, I'm doing this because you're white. It's like those things don't get classified as hate crimes ever. You can't do a hate crime against a white person because they're the majority. You can't be racist towards white people. They have all the power, etc. So any person of color can say whatever the fuck they want, and it will never be considered racist or anything like that. Even that one where that disabled boy was attacked and stuff. That was considered hate crime towards like disabled people, right? It still wasn't considered hate crime towards white people. So, I'm just, these double standards are just fucking ridiculous. And the the outrage that's not happening over this and that would be happening over something else is just like, so obvious. Like, the silence is deafening. But that's all I pretty much had to say. If you like my content, subscribe and have a good day. See ya.